Good afternoon and welcome along to the final of the Dumfries Internationals Mixed Doubles event for 2018. My name's David Owen and I'm joined this afternoon by Kenny Murray.
Good afternoon everyone, welcome to Dumfries High School for the final this afternoon.
Apologies for the lack of web coverage this weekend. We've had a few technical issues and a few scoring glitches, and I think we've managed to get something out for most sessions, but not being of the quality we try and get to. So apologies for that, but hopefully we'll have a reasonable go at covering this final. So the two teams, Fraser Kingan and Jane Sterling, playing Yellowstones, local team here from Dumfries. Played very well to get through to the final. Great last couple of ends to force a one and then steal a one in the extra end.
Yes, it was Jane played a really good stone with her last stone to lock on to stone just on tee, and Jeannie Aiken had a chance to nip it out, but she just played it slightly wide and just went past the edge. So no, it was a tremendous last two ends, as you said, David.
Yeah, they've played really well. Really impressed by how the two of them go about the game. And their opposition, Hege Mikkel, Swiss rink. Again playing very well, possibly going in as slight favourites just based on form.
I think, speaking to the Swiss coach, both teams are actually going to the Worlds in Sweden in 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, I believe so.
He's just back from the Olympics where he was coaching the Swiss team in the mixed doubles and came home with a silver medal. So
yeah, so probably backing up the slight favourites tag on that one.
Possibly slightly. Probably an experience.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's not the same team, may I add, that
no.
got the silver medal at the Olympics, but an experienced outfit, no doubt, from Switzerland.
For those that are new to mixed doubles or haven't seen it before, hopefully most people have now, it's an Olympic discipline. 6 stones per team per end, but the first one of them is fixed in place, so the blue and yellow that you see down the centre line are just about still in place. The blue's been nudged to the left very slightly. So each team has 5 stones to play. One member of the team plays the first and last stones, while the other one plays the middle 3. And the teams can actually swap who plays that, which stones you play every end.
Yes, I was just going to ask you that comment actually, David. Is it a stick rigid that they've got to play the same stones throughout every end? But
no, you can swap it over, and we'll maybe get into that as we go through, because I think it's quite an interesting psychological test, that one. You might wonder why people aren't clearing out. Well, that simple reason is you can't hit until the 4th played stone of the end, which coincidentally I think is the one coming up. But generally speaking, it's quite an aggressive game. People are quite happy to have a gamble, and you do see high scores. You see some very close games as well. I mean,
yes.
You had a lot of ones taken when there's a lot of stones in play. A bit of a nightmare for the umpires, I think, all told.
Well, I had a measure on Friday night, and there could have been, I thought when I went on this, we were measuring for shot. There's actually had one been taken away, and they'd be lucky if there was 4 inches between the 2 stones from the middle. I just couldn't work out at all how they actually managed to get a shot in there to be first shot.
I think I remember your opening phrase as you went to do the measure, so we'll not we'll maybe not go there.
whoever played it, if it was the last stone, it was a tremendous last stone, not to nudge anything.
And there's been a lot of there has been a lot of excellent play so far this weekend. It's been enjoyable.
And good swingy ice, may I add, and very good speed.
I think it's fair to say the ice has been some of the best we've ever produced at Dumfries. I don't think that's too much of an exaggeration.
No, I can't think I've heard of any teams really complaining about the standard of ice we've had this weekend. Speed's been good, the draw's been excellent. You know, you're talking just about the edge of the 12 foot for a centre line draw. So,
and it's edge of 12 foot both ways as well. It's not just one way, which is excellent. So, not full credit. We'll give due credit to the ice guys as we go through as well.
So, yeah, early days in the first end here. And the local team just eyeing up where they put their stones.
Yeah, both teams have had a practice before this, which is, I think, fairly essential in mixed doubles, because you can be problematic straight from the off. So you certainly need to be able to draw the 4 foot right from the word go, really.
Yes, I think they've appreciated David getting the 4 minutes. This is the first year that's been implemented, but it seems to be that is what happens in most of the competitions for mixed doubles, that they get a 4 minute practice. I think they'd be even happier if they were actually doing the draw shot challenge prior to the game as well, but that's just a nightmare for umpires
Yeah, it means all the draw shot challenges are to measure it exactly at the same time rather than a staggered end to games. So. And
also, it would take a wee while of delay to get the game started, because you would have to allocate hammer and work it out who was getting what. And
yeah, it's something we'll always look at if we can do it and facilitate it, we will. It's a really good stone.
A really good stone coming down there, I think, from Fraser, was it? Oh, excellent stone.
It's excellent. Well played. You see straight away in mixed doubles, and all of a sudden we're on a race to the tee line, but because that stone sits at the back of the 4 foot, there's always 2 or 3 stones to play to get to the tee line first, so it really does promote quite aggressive play.
So the Swiss team just try to follow that stone round, and I think they would lie shot.
Yeah, I think they would, but probably, unless they're going to have to be dead weight, because if they bump at all, their shooter will be able to be bumped back. Yeah, and there's enough swing on this ice when you see where they're putting the brush there. I think, for my money, that might be a wee bit tight to the guard ice-wise, but we'll see.
I think it
really does kick in at the end here. You see it going
just as
now.
The weight comes off.
Here it goes.
It's just going to be slightly on the hard side. And
it is, to be fair. That's why I'm up here and not down there. So again, Kingan and Stirling a really good chance here to get another one down on top. And this is their last stone. I think they play fairly fixed, I think. So Jane tends to play first and last stones. Fraser plays the middle 3. I don't think I've seen them this weekend swap over. Might be wrong.
They definitely played that way on Friday anyway.
Yeah, I can't think I've seen them swapping. I think the Swiss team are the same, actually. I can't think of seeing them swapped over.
I suppose if you're an experienced outfit, you know exactly what stones you're playing and what weight you're playing, and
I think
the male pro is the stronger player in the middle for doing the clearing out.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
But again, I'll run that back. Jane plays a really tremendous last 2 stones.
She played absolutely perfect last 2 stones, and particularly the 8th end. It was a 5 stone tap up.
Yes, so it was a tremendous last stone.
Really, really, really well played.
This must be quite good. These are just sweeping it down.
See this is cutting. You see the difference in weight, just that wee bit less weight, and it really does finish. Looks pretty good.
I would say it is line 2.
I have to apologise for the slightly jerky picture on this camera, but that's the overhead, so definitely line 2.
draw round in the other hand?
I think there is still a draw round there.
For shot?
It's not easy, is it? I think it is still there for shot.
Well, it's not actually, when you look at it, David, the two guards are actually lying equal side of the line, centre line, so I think you could put, just dead weight, you could put one right on the button here.
Yeah, I think you can. Easier said than done. But no, I think you're right. Fair point. And there is an even swing on this ice. So.
Well, I think they possibly were looking at the run back earlier on if that Yellowstone just hadn't stopped where it is, but they wouldn't get shot if they did the run back. But oh no, she is trying to run back. It's quite heavy looking. She's trying to wick off the outside.
She's trying to come off the outside, Yellow, Kenny.
She's played it. One yellow, I think. No, she's played a great last stone, I think.
I think she's absolutely nailed that.
As you said earlier, David, that's how we're sitting up here and they're down in the ice. A good last stone there by this.
But same principle as regular curling. That was a one with hammer, so they forced the one.
Yeah.
The other element to this, more observant people will notice a little orange disc on the scoreboard. There's one sitting on the top that's kind of hidden by our graphics. You can just about see it poking out just below. That is for power plays. I think we'll cover power plays if they happen. Quite a few teams just not playing them this weekend, so
I would say two experienced teams like this possibly will play their power play at some stage. Depends on the score. To
be fair, some of the most experienced teams, I was having a look, there's one very experienced team who's only played 2 power plays all weekend.
Right.
So we're back to our backup cameras at this end, I'm afraid. So I'm wondering where that stone's gone, so I'm guessing we're at the wrong end. There we go, that makes a whole lot more sense.
I didn't realise there had actually been a stone played, David, but I was actually...
It was more the set stones I was
where
worried
the set
about.
stones were was worrying me a bit.
It's been that kind of weekend, hasn't it?
So the team that has the hammer has the stone that sits just at the back of the 4 foot.
Yes, exactly. So King and Sterling have hammer here, so their stone is in play, which is why it's so easy. It's not easy, but it's possible to score big ends in this if you get this first stone right.
Oh.
Can we pick up there, or?
Just not too sure. Either that or he touched it gently with his brush.
Maybe burnt it. It did look like it was coming over the line. But
well, that's the other option, but it was very close to the line and he was still sweeping, so take it
he just burnt that one. Which, funnily enough, might not be the worst thing in the world.
It's not as early as that. It's not major.
Don't know if you caught the women's worlds yesterday.
No, it was.
There was a quarter final between USA and Korea. It's worth going to YouTube if you haven't seen it. It was 3-all after 8 ends, and they shook after the 9th at 10-3. Oh, quite impressive. The Koreans actually, it was USA took a 7, but one of the Koreans, I think it was the 5th thrown at the end. No, it was the 6th. They were lying 5 against at the time, and hogged it. Bad time to hog a stone.
Yes, there'll be plenty of backing as well, I take it.
Hogged it as in didn't let it go, like red light flashing.
Right, red line.
So
we all seen what happened in the Olympics.
This one was somewhat more clear cut.
Right.
I.e. it was actually over the line. It happened in Briar as well, did it not? The stone taken off that maybe shouldn't have been, and it's the technology though. Just nudges the guard and rolls in. Again, this I think in mixed doubles, this is an interesting call. The Swiss can hit this. I think in again a regular game, they certainly would be hitting it.
Well,
and roll into the centre line.
Yes, because if they leave it there, I think they're drawing. With the ice, the ice she's given there, I think they're drawing, but and the angles possibly are not right to get to the back one anyway. So if she puts another one in there, it might stop King and Stirling being able to draw. They might just have to start clearing out now.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, this is over swinging. Maybe just needs to sit down now. A chance for a run back here. I don't think he can lift both and the one he's running back. He might can actually. It's not as straight as I maybe thought. So
the only thing that'll be against this really is it's the fact that he's actually bringing one of the opposition stones in. It's not one of his own yellow stones he's bringing into the house.
I don't think there's any danger to that this time though. He'd be really unlucky to pick his own yellow out.
And the back one definitely just gets it. I don't think he can get it in the inside to put it on the other yellow, correct?
No, I don't think so. So I think he'll be erring on the high side here. Even just peeling the guard's not a disaster. That's plan one.
But I think knowing Fraser will be wanting to,
he'd love to get rid of that back blue.
At least get rid of two anyway. Not the worst result.
No. It's maybe just ran fairly straight, that. So the call will definitely be to come in here. It's just where they want to land it to try and avoid any kind of run back. But I'm a wee bit surprised they maybe don't come down the other way, so that if there is a run back, the yellow will disappear. Whereas if they come down the left hand side, it'll leave them staggered. It'll miss the yellow. I'm sure they've got a good reason. Much more experienced, better, and more aware than I am, certainly.
So I think we're getting ice here for a draw right round.
Yeah, I think I just might have come the other way. As you say, Kenny, any kind of run back, it's a blue coming in.
If she draws
anyway,
this right onto the edge of even at the 4 foot on the centre line, there's no real run back on then.
No, true.
I think he's a wee bit tight. He might be going to hurt the guard.
It gives him a chance to come right down on top of there now.
As we've seen, just lacking weight, and it just draws. I think if he had his weight right there, he was in the right line. It's just lacking weight, they just pull away.
Yeah, lacking weight and any kind of soft handle. You need to be a good positive handle out to the brush. Otherwise they're taking a quick route to the centre line. Kenny sat here eyeing up the big run back, double run back. Unlucky.
Just heard the last guard. I was watching it out the window there.
Yeah, just heard it. No more. Really good effort. Unfortunately for them, it's landed as a catcher as well. So any blue coming in here now is going to be quite tricky to move.
Got a stone each to come. Missed the graphic of how many stones we've got to come.
Yeah, the problem is it starts with 8.
Yeah.
So we could try it next end. Yeah, there's a stone each to come though.
This is the last stone by the Swiss team.
There you go. Happy now?
I think we were indicated there when the left the head. It's just the draw on the other hand now, right to the face of the blue and light shot.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's a. I mean, there is a big swing on this ice. A back 8 way might be possible as a tap, but.
Or you take the risk just to tight round the guard plate, a wee bit tight, but you've also got to watch you don't hit too much of the blue and hit it in for another shot.
Yeah, I mean, taking a 1 in this game is not a disaster because it's sometimes easier to steal than it is to get a big end. So. So Fraser on that. Look a little bit concerned by the line.
Wind's good.
It looks pretty good to me. Oh, it's just swung. Yeah, it's just caught no more.
Really unlucky there for the King and Stirling combination. Her weight was perfect. I think she just got a 1. I don't think she was hard enough to move the blue stone back, but
just that wee fraction. Maybe just a touchdown a week, to be fair, because Fraser did sweep that pretty much all the way. So,
but you've on this ice, I think you've got to sweep early.
You've got to sweep while it's still going straight, yeah.
And then come off later on. But
okay, into the third end. That's not a bad second result.
No, just pick the centre line place stone just off the centre, so
yeah, shooter's still in the house, so again, not every end does go down the middle. It does get broken up sometimes.
This is swinging really hard.
This could go between the Blues, you know. Yeah, and this is where sticking one on the, just freezing this blue, and then the Swiss will have a decision to make whether they peel the guard or not.
Yeah.
And if they peel the guard, then the two back yellows come into play. 2-0 up. I doubt they'll peel it, to be honest, but you never know. We'll see. Get the freeze right in there first. And at least then you've got one in there, and there's a double on them Blues as well, I think. So
you could actually possibly play the outside blue if you put one in there just to nudge it off the freeze.
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, that's how they're sitting. So yeah, I think you could.
It probably would be better just slightly short at tee here, line short, but just.
Yeah, I tend to agree actually. Yeah, you don't want to hit that gap between the two Blues. That's the only thing. But I don't think they're doing that. They're nudging. Yeah, that's a nudge to back 12. That's okay. That's okay. I think we'll see the Swiss hit something here this time.
Just a yard heavy there. Still was a good line. Just sat out that wee bit because it had a yard there. I suppose the worst scenario there, David, was coming up short.
Yeah, he certainly didn't want to be short there. So no, I think that's. I was going to say this is the key shot, but let's face it. Pretty much every stone in this format of the game is a key shot. So. I think this is the key difference between this and a regular game, is you really only have this stone to bail out of an end.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite interesting the way the Canadians played mixed doubles at the Olympics. They were very much regular curling type tactics.
Yeah.
Take a 2, lose a 1. And then not everybody has John Morris firing them down the ice.
No. To be honest, I actually didn't watch a lot of the mixed doubles at the Olympics. I watched more of the normal game.
This needs to swing a touch. Just squeaks it over the top of the blue. That's a nice shot in the end.
I would probably say here, if go for the double here, that blue's just going right back to the back yellow as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think you've just got to accept that though, because your shooter's going to be in behind the guard, and by taking the double you're opening up the back blue. So
I can play just a battering weight on the stone on the right hand side, coming around the guard, and see if you can get totally behind the guard. You could get the double that way. straight back.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I quite like what they're playing, to be honest, just a wee hit and roll. Because I think if you play the hit and roll, you can miss the back yellow just. But as I say, I think let's forget about the yellows at the back at the moment.
Yes, aye. Make sure you're line shot after the stone.
Yeah, exactly. I think really thin might work here. I thought he was just going to catch the underside. That's surprising how that jammed, the thinness that jammed at, actually. Yeah, probably just looking to keep that side open for your one now. Yeah, the wee tap on the right, as you mentioned before, still there to be fair. So might not
expect the Swiss team here just to swing right round and sit in the dead in centre line.
Yeah, exactly. Nice and aggressive.
But you could go right round here and just about partly hide that blue stone. You can't get the inside.
Over curl. Oh, he's hit the guard though. He's kind of covered that shot by doing that though, hasn't he? Certainly made it a lot tougher. I think he's still there at a wee back ring weight.
Well, apart from hitting the front blue, what else?
There's not a lot else, is there? You'd be tempted to hit that, the one he's just played, just again to keep that side
open, but you can still see the edge of the 4 foot, so you have got that.
Still a chance of a 2.
Your last stone. I think
you might need ice somewhere on seaboard to do that, though. That might be the only minor issue.
So just take the middle of the 12 foot here, and I think this will just be back 12 weight. Maybe not even as heavy as that back 8 weight.
Yeah, I think back 8, back 12. I think there's enough swing at back 12 to get this. You only need to nudge that back blue a fraction. To be fair, I think that front blue's probably beating the back yellow now anyway, so it's not really needed. So even back 4 weight this looks really nice. Egg sweep. I've seen a few teams do that this weekend, just lift the sweep in just to let it swing a bit and it just takes off. You almost need to wait till you're at the guard before you let the sweepers go. Nice weight again though.
Yeah. That's 3 or 4 stones now. They've had just 8 guards in the first 3 ends.
Yeah, I think they're just as long as they stick in here, because they're not playing badly, they're just not quite getting the rubs.
So where would you put this one, David? Just a guard? Not showing them the inside of the stone?
Yeah, you definitely need somewhere along the guard. I'd be tempted to go top 8 if I was honest.
Aye, so that less room to get round.
Close it down, and that's another one counting, isn't it? I mean, you could be lying.
You possibly don't want to lie second shot here, because if you lie second shot, you could leave a double.
Well, depending on how you finish here, you could be lying 4 or 5.
They're definitely lying. I think they're lying 3 at the moment.
And
I think that yellow is possibly beaten the back blue.
I wouldn't like to call it from here. This looks a wee touch heavy though. Nose hit or a draw. I think a nose hit lifts the double and lies short, but it's quite swingy ice. That's what you're comfortable with. Stay in the game here is Probably not.
This last stone.
It is indeed. Yeah, I think if this is second last stone, they play the hit and roll.
Obviously, no indication what stone we're playing here to actually see it played, because Fraser has came to this end to brush the stone, so I would say this is possibly as a draw.
I don't think they hold the brush.
No,
anyway,
some of them do hold the brush.
Some of them do, yeah.
Occasionally.
I have to admit, every time I've played it, I do like a brush to aim at. So somebody can tell me I was off the brush and which direction is always useful. And you can see this. Stones are fairly close together up there. Just very quickly show you that. Not easy to get them both squirming out, actually. And lie the shooter. It is possible, but maybe not as straightforward as a long camera makes it look.
Way of what I can see out the window there, I think it's a draw shot.
Yeah, I can see why they've played the draw now. This looks pretty good. You've just got to sweep this to make sure it hits the blue, because it just looks a little chunky. This looks really nice. Blue, one blue, I think. So another single. Still in the game though.
He's very unlucky there. She's just a wee bit.
Yeah,
less,
just a wee touch less, and
just exactly probably the opposite of what they've been hearing in the guards. Less of the stone.
It's just that wee fraction again, isn't it? It's still not a terrible shot. I mean, that could have been. You know, it's never game over in mixed doubles unless you're about 12 up, but could have been awkward.
Yes. It could all change just in one end.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's dead easy to lose a 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. So, fourth end.
It's just the second stone coming, is it?
This,
Have they both played a stone each?
that is now them both played 2 each. So, looking a brighter end this time.
That's actually a very good stone there by the King and Stirling combination.
Yeah, dangerous end this now for the Swiss. After we just got distracted there, I'm not sure where the other stone has gone. Oh no, there's two.
There's two blues sitting there.
Yeah.
Just blocked out the legs there.
I was thinking one of them must have been the starting position stone, but of course it isn't, because their starting position stone's halfway up into the guard zone.
I think the starting position stone will be the one that's sitting at the back of the 8 foot.
Yeah, it is. You can actually just about see the little bit of kind of pipe lagging that's around the handle to make sure the players don't play too many stones in an end.
I think you've got to change hands here. You know, if you're the Swiss team and put one right, if you want to draw right round on top of the shot just behind T-line.
Yeah, so he's coming with an in-turn, so down the right-hand side as we look at it, I think. No, he's not. Well, he is, but he's not coming at draw weight. I think he's trying to pick the yellows. Half stone on the front yellow is pretty good. I take that as a result.
Massive clearance there. That's what you can get in this form of the game, because the stones are always lying really close to the 4 foot.
It certainly rewards shot making ability. I think we've only saw one blank end this weekend, which is the first time I've ever seen a blank end in mixed doubles, I have to admit. But
it was a game on Friday night, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Yeah, it was.
Over on sheet F. I just kind of recall who it was.
Oh no, this one was across on sheet A, so...
No, I think there was a blank end.
Must have been 2.
And the extra end at the last end. They were 1 up playing the last and they blanked it.
Oops.
No, they could afford to blank it.
Ah, right, okay, I see it. I see it. This needs to get past. It has done. Well played. Perfect.
I think the only shot you've got now is the run back. So still a draw right to the...
There's definitely still a draw there. Problem is, if you flop off it, you're going to be sitting 3 against, coming down, playing your last stone with one of the oppositions to come. I suppose this is the margins in this game, though. Coming back down to have another look at this. Not happy now. I think they've called the run back. The brush motion certainly suggested hit it. Swap the cameras so that you'll be able to see at the same time as us at what weight this is released at. But I suspect this is
going to be a draw.
No, I think this could be travelling.
Well, I suppose they've got to keep their options open. At least if they take the run back, if they don't pull it off, it possibly opens up the end. They've got a chance with their last stone of dudes.
I would say this is must make this, though. Otherwise you're losing it at least a 2. This is good. he's stuck it. Well, he's left the guard up there. So, same again.
The only problem this time, David, is they have left the...
There's a chop there, isn't there?
But I suppose if they swing this one round just to the front of the 4 foot...
Front of the 4 foot, make him play that, and you should have a draw for a 2.
Yeah. The main thing is here is to lie 2 shots. And there's plenty of room to come around that guard. In fact, if they just squeak past the guard, they could probably just about run into the blue that's in the house, the way it draws at the finish.
That might have been the other option, actually, just putting a wee kind of back 8 foot weight and try and get on the inside of that blue and just dunt it back the way.
I think, to be fair, I think King and Stirling really probably need to score this end.
I think just get on the board, isn't it, and just turn the hammer over and see what happens after that. They've certainly come into their own as the games went on, and the games I've watched anyway, they've been behind quite a few times and have pulled it out in the last few ends. So
it's just a wee bit hard, perhaps.
That might be pickable. It's pretty thin though.
Problem now is if he just gets a wee flop over the yellow, off the yellow, it actually reduces the chances of they're just going to have to draw a dead button with their last stone and possibly still not be close enough to get the shot. Swiss team still deliberating what they're going to do here. We chat between the pair of them back at the hack. They've decided.
I think it's worth a go at this last year. Even if you only take one out, make sure of the one if you get the second one bonus. But
the other thing is, as I said there, if she just plays a battering weight here and flops over on top of the yellow, you're probably just about reducing.
Playing the blue up. Not too much. I'm a wee bit surprised at that.
She doesn't like it either.
Apologies, camera work was ropey there. Hit the guard.
Yeah.
Hit the long guard. So a draw for 3. And all of a sudden we'll be tied coming at the halfway point.
And to be fair, I think credit to both King and Stirling here, they deserve to be levelled.
I would say so. I think Peel's
the wee rubs just haven't went. The wee rubs just haven't went their way.
Swiss haven't played badly though. They've effectively turned the hammer.
Yeah. And a tied game.
Yeah, which is I think that's.
I think at the half-time break, you'd be quite happy at Peel's.
I think that's fair. Yeah, because they really haven't missed by a great deal. It's just been little fractions, little grazes of guards. Draws that still land in the 4 foot haven't hit the guard.
I think, as you said, you were a wee bit surprised there that the shot that they actually played there.
To be fair, if they stick it, it's going to be. They could be stealing another one, but for me, just a fraction over aggressive. But that's the way these guys play. They'll be used to playing it. This just needs to pull an inch. I think we're okay. Yep. Yeah. 3.
So 3 shots there to the Scottish team.
Use the margin for error well. All square at the halfway point. Oh, we're still no closer to knowing the outcome.
Yes. No, a very good game up to now. Hopefully.
It'll be interesting to see. This will be the first time the Swiss have last stone in the game.
Yes.
So that's
see what.
Yeah. This will be interesting.
Yes, aye. That's what we're wanting.
Bit of interest, always good. So So we have a few weekends curling still left here in Dumfries, Kenny, is that right?
I think it's...
What have we got left?
I think the Junior International next weekend.
Yes.
And the following weekend it's the Scottish Junior Mixed Doubles. And I think it's a full entry of 24 teams. Okay.
And then is there a fun spiel the weekend after? I think we were doing 4 straight weekends anyways.
Fun spiel, I think, the Saturday.
Right.
14th.
Just the one day, right. Well, I'll say we. Somebody's doing 4 straight weekends.
And it won't be me either. There's only one person that'll be doing 4 straight weekends. But I will be in over the 4 weekends. Don't think we've any plans for live streaming, have we?
Might do the under 21s mixed doubles
finals
on the Sunday. I think the quarter, semi, and finals on the Sunday. I think might be worth a look at.
2 or 3 teams actually playing here this weekend, I think, are coming back.
Yeah, there are. Yep, I think that's helped the entries a wee bit this year. Still a wee bit down on last year, that said. Partly just the Olympic cycle. I think a lot of the teams we had last year were in the run up to the Olympics. So.
And there's no Swedish teams here.
No, there's not.
Am I right in saying we had 2 Chinese teams and possibly a Russian team last year?
Yeah, we've got a Russian team this year. I think we had 2 Russian teams, a couple of Chinese teams, and 3 Swedish teams last year.
Definitely 3 Swedish teams.
Yeah. And Norborg was one.
Yes, that's right. I think you're right. Just with the Olympics taking place, teams are probably still to sort out what they're going to do for the next cycle prior to the next Olympics.
Yes, exactly. A couple of the guys that have supported this and put in teams as well are currently in Vegas as well. So,
I don't quite think they're in Vegas yet. I don't think they fly out till tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough.
Definitely the best of luck to Bruce Mount and his team over in Vegas at the World Men's Championship.
Not a bad place to go and curl, really, is it?
No.
Maybe dangerous, but
I understand there's actually quite a strong Scottish contingent going out to Vegas.
Yes, and a good contingent out to the Women's Worlds, and yeah, well done to Hannah Flem and her team. I think they've done reasonably well this week.
Actually, somebody remarked this morning to me that their last 7 games was 5-2.
Yeah, exactly.
Beating the Olympic champions along the way.
Yeah, good experience, and I certainly have no idea what it's like to play at that level, but I can imagine there's a bit of pressure behind it. So no, I think they did very well.
Especially when it's your first.
Exactly. And given a slightly disappointing start, I'm guessing from their own point of view, did well to come back through the week. So yeah, good signs.
I think it all turned just the game prior to playing the Canadians.
Yeah, I think so.
And then took the Canadians really close.
Yeah, chances in that game, and then just kind of took it on from there, really. So I think one more win would have got them a playoff at least, I think. So
I don't know whether you have playoffs or whether it was a draw shot challenge, or head to head.
Yeah, so it got them into the playoffs, if you like.
Yeah. But definitely one more victory, and they would have been in the same win-lose situation.
Getting to the 6 wins was what they needed. So,
but no, definitely a good experience for them. And
so a bit of a guddle going on here. I'm sure it's a bit more technical than that in reality, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's the 2 yellows aren't. One of the yellows is just biting the forefoot.
I think they'll just be playing a draw right round here.
Yeah, just
sit in the face.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think there's any point going too aggressive here. They're sitting quite nicely. The blue's not going anywhere without a couple of stones at it, really. So
you don't have last stones, so you try to make it as hard as possible for the Swiss team.
Yeah, exactly. Let's plant one on the nose of this blue, and you can definitely get shot out of it as well. So it looks really good. Just keep it moving. Absolutely nailed it. It's a great stone.
Perfect stone there by Fraser Kingan.
There's not much of a gap there, is there?
No.
And the inside's covered by the guard. If Sven Mikkel moves out the way, you'll see that.
Yeah, I see the...
Tempted to take the guard off here, I think.
With the way she was indicating there.
Very rarely see a guard taken off without some kind of run back being involved. Always looking to take something out of the house with it.
I think this time they don't really want this run back, because if they do the run back, they're leaving their own stone garden. And it's a yellow stone they're taking in.
What do you think the 16 and 32 mean? There must be some kind of
squad numbers?
Squad numbers or some kind of rotation here. At the run backs there, but as you say, the shooter I think is just going to stay put. He might be able to kind of go over the top, but I think just to sit in a straight peel here. Not easy to place guards on this ice.
No, I think sometimes you just got to come off the other hand, the opposite hand, as you would think, just to draw over the centre line.
Possibly. It's still not easy though.
Peeling the guard.
They've missed the guard. You'd have to say he's got not what they went for. He's got quite lucky that he's not done more damage than that. Yeah, just the same again.
I think that was possibly just a bit equally as good as getting the guard. As you said, David, he actually could have been a lot worse. I could have been.
If that blue squirms out, he's in a world of pain. The draw's there though. So just on top of his, basically the same again, just on top of his yellow, I think was what they've called.
What we've got to watch here is they could actually come round in the other hand and nudge the yellow back. Whereas if they come round in the same hand there as what they've just played, actually the yellow's probably going to the blue.
Yeah, so getting another one on top of this yellow, almost overswinging, is better than underswinging here.
I probably would be tempted
to switch hands.
But don't think they have.
The difficulty in this game, if you've not played much down that line, it's almost all or nothing, and then so no, I don't mind that. I quite like their call here. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
Scottish champions. Come on.
Correct. And if he gets past the guard, he's perfect.
Absolutely nailed it again. He's maybe a wee touch shorter than he'd ideally like, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
He's probably guarded both hands.
Yeah, I think you're maybe right there actually, yeah. That's tough. It's certainly a lot tougher to make off both hands now.
I know you're only lying one yellow stone in there, but I don't think you could have asked for much better there. It was basically just 100%.
Oh, without a doubt. Played that absolutely perfectly. Playing well.
Yes.
As I say, just building up a wee head of steam as well. So. End of April, I think the World Mixed Doubles are. I think chatting yesterday.
Late April anyway.
Yep. In Sweden?
Yes,
in Sweden.
Same time as the seniors. They're both held.
It's held at the same time, of course.
We should know that. 2014.
2014. 4 years ago now. I didn't have kids then. This is overswinging. It's on the yellow. I'm going to tap it up. Nope. That's a dangerous. Well, my first reaction was that's quite dangerous, but I don't think it is actually. I'll show you why. There's the angles. I don't think you can hit that yellow without both blues going. Maybe a question: do you play it for them? Lie 3. Risky though, risky. A wee tap up, quite like that. Go on then, Kenny, what would you be doing here? Your last stone, the opposition have last stone.
You come round on the other hand and just slightly nudge the yellow.
So a right-hander's in turn as we look at it there.
The problem in that is, do you then set up the 2 yellows to be going? Or do you move the...
It's distracting when the crowd put your own voice on.
I think she's just trying to move the back blue.
I think it's whatever you're most comfortable with here, to be honest. I think they're trying to play a tap on the yellow, Kenny. I think that's what they're ideally going for here. It looks pretty good to me. Just needs to swing an inch. Oh, that's another great shot. Maybe just creates an angle for the blue though, that's the only
Just
danger.
what I thought there was a possibility.
But if they play that, I think one yellow sticks and I think the back blue disappears. I'm not sure they've got much else though, so...
I think they're only going to lose one. If they do lose any, but they're lying 2 really good shots in there at present. But I think if you do, I think the shot played. But again, it's very, very tight to get them both out of there.
I think because that yellow is going across the top of the other yellow, I think it's going to get some kind of sideways movement, isn't it? To I'm looking at different shots here, but I think the back yellow there just bumps across to the blue.
Possibly the best shot they can play here is just play a shot to lose one.
So if the crowd are still listening, they'll get a nice top down shot in a second or two.
I don't think they've anything in the other hand.
I think there's a dead draw still there, but wow, you're going to have to be good for that. I'm definitely sitting 2 yellow at the moment. It's a big shot this as well, because it just carries momentum, doesn't it?
I think if she gets this absolutely perfect, both yellows might go.
I think both yellows could go, I just think the back blue goes with them.
Something stone it's lying at the front of the 4 foot, I think will stick. But really, you've no other option.
As long as you make contact with the blue, I think at least one yellow goes somewhere, somehow.
And I don't think it's the yellow in front of the tee line's not going to the back one.
You don't want to be tight on it. I think there is a possibility of that case. I don't think you can cut the yellow across the face of the yellow and miss the yellow and hit the blue.
Anywhere on the outside.
Yeah. Well, place our bets because we're on the hack. It's a stone away by the sounds of it.
It's just been played now.
We're swooping it already.
I think that looks wide.
I think we've freshed it. Yep, we have. So that is 2 yellows.
And we don't know what would have happened.
And we'll never know. Well, they're looking at it. I'm going to give it 2. We need to show them the overhead camera. I'm going to look silly now, but I'm pretty confident that's yellow.
I can't imagine Fraser would move the stones there if it wasn't.
It wouldn't be the first time we've been looked silly on this.
Without a measure, I think it'll be 2 yellow.
I'm absolutely convinced that is 2 yellow. Very well played end though.
Yeah, good end of curling. Just one.
Your 2 absolute dead draws from Fraser.
Yes.
The last 2 stones. That's
just the Swiss girl just played it a little bit wide at that weight, and they just don't come.
No, they don't.
Just don't know whether she really needed it to be that hard.
I think it's one of these things. It's a commit shot. Good news, Kenny. You get to talk us through the power play now.
Well, you're a more experienced curler at mixed doubles is what I am. I've never actually played this form of the game.
We're going for a bit of amusement value, so come on. So you see the stones shifted to the side. The other main difference is the stone is in front of the tee line as well. Same rules apply other than that. So we'll see what that's to. I think there's really a couple of ways of dealing with this. One's a freeze to the short stone, which I think is what's being played by the look of it. The other way is to try and tick the guard into the house and roll your shooter out. But even though that's your own stone, you're still not allowed to hit out. So they've definitely called the freeze. We're not getting as much swing to the wings. It's a pretty good effort. And I have to say I'm not qualified to commentate on a power play, because I think every single time that I've played a power play we've lost something, so I tend to avoid them like the plague now. So
this power play has been called by the Swiss team?
Called by the Swiss team. You can only call it when you have the hammer.
Right.
So, yep, Swiss team have called this one. They're certainly looking to get a big end out of it. I think the other valid reason to call it, and if this isn't a big end, I think we may see King and Sterling call it in the next end, is basically to guarantee your one. So you get everything down the wings.
Yeah, I keep the 4 foot empty.
And what I suspect we'll also see is the Swiss put centre guard up.
And we'll go back to normal curling.
And we go back to the regular game. And that is entirely not what they wanted, but still can't hit it. No more stone till they can hit. So
but what it has done is made the yellow over and the edge of the 8 foot's going nowhere now.
No, exactly, and that's almost it's pretty much taken that blue out of play, hasn't it? So
it's like Fraser just indicated there that is when he knock this one back a yard, put it in the back of the 8 foot.
Yeah, just get it travelling back. If you can get it back as far as it's the yellow's out counting it, that's fairly perfect.
Might actually be quite happy just to roll slightly here to the right as we're looking at the shot.
The other option is just an absolute dead freeze here, so that you can hit it with your next one.
I don't make it a lot of room.
Don't spread the stones out.
Keep them as tight as possible.
Yeah.
I think you've called this one correct, David. I think it's just a dead freeze.
A little bit too worried about where they'd rather oversweep it and keep it on the nose. Yeah, that's fine. Well played again. And the Swiss will just try and bump this yellow back. Try and keep the shooter in the 12 foot. A little bit of discussion in the hack, and they are standing with the brush there, by the way. Difficult to. I think the tricky thing about this is you spend the entire game drawing to the centre line, and then you throw a power play, and all of a sudden it's a bit of a guess on the ice. All the teams have had a practice. not really helping, I don't think.
I think he was just planning to try and see if he could get that yellow
Just
behind the red so that it had a road out, but it's where it's still jammed in there.
It is. I think a hit just off the nose. He doesn't need to worry about a hit and roll to the left from the Swiss team, because it's just going to jam the yellow in. So I think trying to play this pretty much on the nose, or even on the inside line, just to try and move the shooter across, but on the nose gives the Swiss a few problems. It'll be line 3 and the Swiss only have 3 stones to come, so
yeah,
not looking great for them scoring a big end anyway. But it can change. Just put the little commentator's disclaimer in there.
just one bad stone or one really good stone and the whole end changes.
Yeah, exactly. Just by the nature that there are stones in play, and this is overswinging. As long as the blue goes, could do with holding the shooter. That's okay. It's okay. We'd prefer to lead second shot, but again, that yellow's not going anywhere at the moment, so he'll at least have one more go to hold the second shot in here, I would think.
It's very hard now to, I think, it's your call here just to kind of nudge the yellow just to break it away from that blue, even if they do move their own blue an inch, still beat the yellow on the other side.
Yeah, that's tough to move that yellow in and leave your shooter lying second shot, though, or leave anything lying second shot.
You can't come on the other side.
The danger is that yellow might just tickle their current second shot out the way as well, so we've certainly got to be careful that they don't create more problems than they've currently got. Having said that, this yellow has to move for them to score big, so may as well have a go at it. I just wonder if this is a wee touch high of line. They're certainly standing off it at the moment. And the disaster here is to make contact with the yellow first, I would say. I just didn't have the weight. Yeah, hit and roll to the 4 foot. So Fraser Cringan's last stone of the end, out turn hit.
Just a wee hit and roll to, as you said, to the edge of the 4
I think they're
foot.
a little bit worried about it. Move. Done enough, I think. Done enough.
Just.
Yeah, he's done enough though. Done enough.
I don't think the yellows do go nowhere.
Yeah. I think the yellow comes out, but it's not going to leave the Swiss line a lot anyway, so. You see the score in the 3-4 game from there, Kenny?
Scores 4-1 after 5.
Do we need the binoculars to find out who?
To whoever is top of the board. Playing red stones.
Who's playing? Who's playing?
Duncan Menzies and Gina Aiken.
Yep, I would entirely agree with that. Czech team playing against them across there. I'll keep you up to date with that one. There is a consolation cup going on for the teams that didn't make the quarterfinals.
There's been a few big game ends in it. It's up at 8-7 after 5 or 6 ends. In fact, I think there was a 3 at the first end and then a 4 at the second end. Thereafter it has settled down into 1s and 2s.
It's settled down. Common sense has broken out.
Back to our game we're covering.
I briefly looked at coming round the outside here, trying to get to the nose of the blue,
and trying to nudge the yellow off the blue to get it out into the middle.
I don't think they're playing that though. I think we're playing the guard. We're getting rid of the guard. Running the guard back to the blue is possible. Oh no, they're coming around the other side, see, right? Yeah, the yellow goes. Now it's sat. Now who lies what? I think yellow lies 1. What do you think? 1 yellow, blue line second, definitely.
Possibly yellow line 1 and 3.
Yeah, third shot could be crucial here. So
draw the other side of the house. Draw where to the blues.
Tempted to try and shove the set just to chip the second shot back a little bit, but I think they are going for the draw. We're tempted just to nudge the one that's lying second shot.
Because they've got to make sure they are lying second shot after the stone.
Yeah.
This has been the last.
Maybe they are going for that, Kenny, because it's not a lot of ice. So. Just a wee feather off one of these blues. Oh, needs to swing. Come on, pull.
There's no double on there.
I think your Swiss guy might disagree. I think Sven Mikkel might just disagree with that. It's a shot to nothing, to be fair.
This is his last stone, isn't it?
It's his last stone, and it.
He might have been happy
if he sticks it is for a 3.
If he'd actually stopped that stone a foot further forward, lying second shot.
Yep.
So that it was going into the blue. If
the key thing is but the problem is you don't want to go too far back and then leave a double.
Leave the double.
No. You know, another foot, and it's it's not very nice.
The main thing there was to lie second shot.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be very, very good to stick this. It's not one you can miss by anything really. Fancy playing this one, Kenny?
No, not even in normal game.
To rather forfeit.
Well, I think you've got to watch you don't lose one here. You know,
otherwise you don't lose a 2. You know, if they're going for the double.
It's a very, very fine.
Doesn't look like they're set up in the hack for the double, to be fair.
I think they're just drawing the 4 foot.
Maybe not.
No,
they're definitely going for it, but easy to miss this. You've got to make sure you make contact. But they're sweeping it, so I think they're okay on the 1. And that could lock, and that rolls out, and that is at least a 2. It's a 2.
They've agreed to him, but they're leaving 2 stones lying. No.
Yeah, I think they agreed to 2, so.
A good steal of 2 there for Fraser Kingan and Jane Stirling.
Yeah, and good control now.
And they take a 7-3 lead into the last 2 ends.
Now, do they... Obviously there'll be no power play this end. So this is going down the centre line.
As Fraser put the pink dot there on.
Yeah, so a failed power play.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see whether they go for a draw or some kind of tick shot here, just to try and limit it, but I think they'll just go for the draw. I think the problem with the tick shot is you can leave 2 corner guards up, which isn't, it basically gives them a double power play.
Yeah, I think you just put this one right round on top of the stone behind tee.
If you nail it, it's difficult to move, so. The blue bank's not a bad option either. Yeah, I would have liked to have been top tee, but not bad, not too bad. So difficult not to end up in a mess in this game.
You're absolutely spot on, David, what you said earlier on in the game, that most games this weekend, Fraser and Jane came into the game in the latter stages.
They have, yeah. The last 2 or 3 ends, they just seem to kind of switch on, and I don't know if it's deliberate, just to stay in the game and just take the ones and then push later on. If it is, they've certainly done it very well.
So right round the other side and lie shot.
Yeah, it's worth going all out for a steal here. I mean, you can win the game with it. Yeah, with a steal here. So even if you lose a 4, you're going to have last stone down the last, and you've got your power play, so you can shift it to the wings. So
I would have thought they put one right on top of them. The blue here.
Yeah, they've got no option with this shot, to be fair, because you can't hit anything yet.
No,
so
but I don't think you'd be wanting to hit it. If you put one right on the blue, exactly. You're limiting the Swiss to what they can get.
There's not a big scoring area after that, is there?
Make sure they're around the garden, they're fine.
Looks really good.
They're spot on.
Yeah, nudges the blue back out of the way as well, so there's a good stone. We'll keep saying good stone, because I think some people do watch mixed doubles and think, oh, it's just easy, you just keep hitting the 4-foot, but it's really not. It's you're quite precise with the angles. Nice team have got this ice moving quite nicely now. Yeah. And it's been consistent all weekend as well, which historically we've had a bit of a come Saturday, Sunday getting straighter as we went through, so.
That looks slightly wide.
It will come. Looks pretty good, because he just wants to nudge the back yellow out the way. I expect we'll start to see up weight shots now, not heavy weights, but just tap back weights.
Just to try and thin the blues down a wee bit.
Yeah, just get the same principle. If you can get this blue out while rolling to the centre line, then you're sitting pretty nicely. So
possibly just about the same weight as they played the last stone.
Yeah, maybe a wee touch up, because the error, I suppose, is hitting the blue, not the guard. So make sure it's passed.
We don't want to be on the wide side and you're putting blue into yellow.
Yeah. See how this looks. I think they quite like it. This looks really nice again. It's a great shot. What do you think the percentage has been the last 3 ends?
High.
High, I like it. High.
That was an easy option, wasn't it? High.
So the Swiss got an option just to freeze this again, though. It's on the higher line. They've got a decision to make. Going aggressive or defensive? They've made the decision anyway.
Not a lot of time taken here, but I think Fraser called right away, just in front of the tee.
Yep.
I don't think you want to go into the back blues, because if you go into the back blues, you're possibly setting up a double. And if you're going to try and nick the yellow out, you can't nick the yellow out because it's going straight into the blues as well.
Yeah, it's just whether you could actually take a couple of blues out of play here completely just by hitting the back ones, but
I think they're going.
It's not the way they play, is it?
I think they're going for the steal, and
it's just steal and win the game. Yeah, exactly. Could do with being passed. That's okay because it'll carry on swinging.
That was an absolute.
Yeah, we're on to plan B now, I think.
3 stones to come.
Yeah, but the best they could do here is plant one in. So it's not a disaster because if they plant one in, you just plant one on top of it and you've lost the one. So it's still pretty.
In fact, if they actually come right into the face of the 2 yellows, you've actually got a draw to lie on.
Well,
possibly
exactly,
top of the button.
shot, exactly. So
probably this one they really need to stop. Just short of lie short, but just on the tee line.
This is cutting as well. This is going to be really close to the ground. Let's pass that one. It's overswung, but there's a pocket. Just sit on the nose of it.
Yeah, there's room there. You can actually even afford to just tap it back 2-3 inches.
I think just anywhere on that line. How do you score the 2? Anywhere in the 4 foot on that line is it's pretty good, really.
Oh,
extra stones might be required to get 2 here.
it was a blue stone. It was coming over.
It was, to be fair.
I think the guilty culprit might just be at the corner of your picture.
I think you could be right. So Jane Sterling with her last stone of this end. The team's last stone of this end, indeed. The line looks okay. Maybe a wee touch.
Fraser's not doing a lot of sweeping.
No, I think this is pretty nice. Is this bumping? Has it got the weight to bump it?
I think she's bumped it out 3.
Well, that's a nice result, isn't it?
Lie 3 shots.
Well,
that's an corker of a stone.
Peach of a stone. What a shot that is.
So I think basically the only stone the Swiss have got left here is just a wee bump back to lie 1. think the South team will have to pull this one off, David. I think we'll see handshakes.
I think if they don't score here, and this is looking hugely high of the line.
Coming now, but I don't know.
It's coming, to be fair, but they can afford. That's one yellow, and that shakes.
Yes.
Well done.
So, congratulations to Fraser Kingan and Jane Stirling on winning the event here at Dumfries this weekend.
2018 international mixed doubles champions. Well done to them both. And, yeah, we'll break with impartiality now. That's a tremendous result for them. Really pleased for them both.
And we wish both teams all the best at the World Mixed Pairs Championships at the end of April.
Yeah, see how they get on. Hopefully same result for the Scottish team there. So we will draw that to a close today, I think. Kenny, thank you very much for your
no
comments.
problem, David, and hopefully we'll be back on the air in 2 weeks' time.
Yes, I think that's the plan, but not our competition, obviously. So we just better check that one before we confirm that one. But check the Dumfries Curling Facebook page; you get the details there.
So from us all here at Dumfries, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.